now the voice of the nation echoing our vision to the world stage. It's my honor to invite our chief guest, the Right Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. K.P. Sharma Oli, to kindly address this forum.
Excellencies, distinguished delegates, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, namaste and a very warm welcome to Nepal. It is a privilege to open this distinguished gathering at a time of critical global reflection and determination. As we approach the 2030 milestone for the Sustainable Development Goals, the world stands at a crossroads, confronted by overlapping crises and inspired by immense potential for innovation, equity, and transformation. It is therefore lifting that we convene here in Kathmandu, a city and culture shaped by centuries of resilience, vision, and hope, to consider the future of eye health in a world of rapid change. Today, we do not gather to speak of eye health in isolation, but to recognize it as a central force in shaping the broader arc of human development, from poverty reduction and education to gender equality and economic growth. Nepal's own journey reflects this truth. As a nation, deeply committed to the SDGs, we have made significant strides to ensure that no one is left behind, especially those at risk of losing their sight. In recent years, we have achieved key milestones. We completed the rapid assessment of avoidable blindness in 2022, creating a robust evidence base to guide our national priorities. Using this data, we set bold targets in our health sector, Strategic Plan 2023 to 2030, including a commitment to double effective cataract surgical coverage from 35.4% to 70% by 2030. We know that ambition alone is not enough. We must pair this with integration and innovation. That is why Nepal endorsed a new national eye health strategy, prioritizing the integration of eye health into our primary healthcare system and essential services. Eye health is no longer seen as a vertical program. It is part of our public health infrastructure. We are committed to translating this into action. We have introduced school-based vision screening and launched a school nurse program that includes eye health as a core component of student well-being, advancing both gender equality and access to education in line with SDGs 4 and 5. We have conducted a nationwide assessment using the WHO SAT second tool and are now integrating eye health into our national health insurance program, reducing financial barriers and increasing quality of access. Most critically, we are embedding eye health indicators into our national health management information system, making it a core metric of progress. Ladies and gentlemen, these are not small efforts. They are part of a larger recognition that eye health is development. Without clear sight, a child may drop out of school. A parent may be unable to care for their family, placing the burden onto others. An elder may lose independence. A worker may lose livelihood. These realities ripple across our economy, our education system, and our communities. Eye health directly and indirectly impacts across most of the Sustainable Development Goals, from ending poverty and hunger to reducing inequalities and promoting climate resilience. In Nepal, we have included eye health in our voluntary national review for precisely this reason. We see the evidence, we see the urgency, and that which gets measured gets done. We also see the opportunity. The eye health sector is rich with innovation. From new diagnostics and treatment delivery models to partnership that bridge health, technology, and development. But we must do more to scale and sustain these innovations where they are needed most. We must also ensure that these efforts are inclusive. Let Think Gathering reaffirm our collective commitment to equity and to ensuring that vision is a right, not a privilege. But Nepal cannot walk this path alone, nor can any country. This is why the world must come together, not in words, but in unity, action, and shared responsibility. And so, today, I am proud to reaffirm Nepal's full support for the 2026 Global Summit for Eye Health. This summit will serve as a vital platform to galvanize global and national action to end avoidable sight loss and ensure that everyone, everywhere, has access to quality eye care. With attention and resources being pulled in every direction, we are conscious that efforts need to be reduced in order that we don't lose this golden opportunity to develop this agenda and ensure eye health remain a priority. Nepal is committed to being part of this journey. We will contribute our experiences, our partnerships, and our political will to support the success of this global movement. Excellencies, friends, as we look to the decade ahead and the final stretch towards the Sustainable Development Goals, we are called to a greater ambition to match our promises with action and our shared values with lasting results. The path to 2030 may be complex, but our direction is clear. Let us work together to realize a world where every person, regardless of income, geography, age, or gender, can access the eye care they need to thrive. Nepal stands ready to collaborate, to learn, and to lead. Together, let us make 2030 not just a deadline, but a turning point towards a future that is more inclusive, more equitable, and yes, more visible. Thank you.
Thank you, Right Honourable Prime Minister, for your great leadership and of course for reiterating your commitment to health equity. Thank you so much for gracing us at this very, very august occasion, which only adds impetus to our journey together. Said that, ladies and gentlemen, they say a token of gratitude speaks volume, even in silence. So we now take a moment to extend our bit of gratitude and appreciation to the Right Honourable Prime Minister of Nepal, who's our chief guest this morning, for all the great enthusiasm, the leadership, the commitment, and the great spirit that he has helped invoke in our journey together. Said that, may I now invite our President from IAPB, Ms. Caroline Cassie, to present this special token of gratitude and appreciation to our chief guest, the Right Honourable Prime Minister. Right Honourable Prime Minister, this is coming from the entire IAPB family in respect and gratitude for your great commitment and leadership. Now this leads us to a moment wherein we want to capture some really, really important memories from this forum. To the Right Honourable Prime Minister, may I apprise to you, we have this very interesting piece that's put on your table. If Oli Barrett, if you could kindly steer us through this.
Thank you very much, Shivani. We have a powerful phrase across the IAPB, love your eyes. And with that, we ask you to don your Love Your Eyes glasses so we can capture this moment together. We have another tradition, which is, as well as capturing honoured guests in their Love Your Eyes glasses, Shivani, please, as well. As well as capturing honoured guests, we ask the whole audience to do it so that we can get a group photo with our photographer on the stage. And I wouldn't be doing my job as MC if I didn't cheekily but honourably wonder if the Prime Minister would grace us either by witnessing the group photo or even joining us in the group, sir. It would be a huge honour. Thank you. If everyone would be upstanding in your Love Your Eyes spectacles, I think. A little bit of double layered, if you wouldn't mind. Yeah. Yes, please. Please, Caroline. Very graciously, the Prime Minister will join our group photo. Perhaps a round of applause for that. Yes, feel free to come down into the front row as we prepare. Fantastic. Okay, we'll get our official photographers on the stage. Okay, and if everyone can say after me, love your eyes. 1, 2, 3. Well, with that momentous group shot, everybody, why don't we say a final thank you, Shivani. I'll put us back into your hands, but I couldn't say enough how grateful we are to the Honourable Prime Minister of Nepal for joining us in that momentous moment. A photo that I think will be shared around the world. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you so much. And we also take a moment one more time to extend our gratitude to the Right Honourable Prime Minister. Ladies and gentlemen, we request all of you to kindly be seated as I will be steering you back to our regular schedule. For now, I announce the departure of our chief guest, the Right Honourable Prime Minister. A great sport that he's been all the while, inspiring people, great spirits and enthusiasm, and you already heard from the Right Honourable Prime Minister his commitment towards the great chase that we are making with our goal approaching nearer by the day. 2030 it is, ladies and gentlemen, and we stakeholders are very much aware of the commitment of governments, the stakeholder communities, especially the local endeavors, towards adding all the impetus and synergy that we need for us to rightfully achieve the goal that we're headed for. Therefore, we're very much gratified for this very, very distinguished presence of the high dignitaries of Nepal, as well as from the various governments and entities represented at the IAPB. And this marks the departure of our chief guest, the Right Honourable Prime Minister. Ladies and gentlemen. May I now invite back the Honourable Minister for Health, Mr. Pradeep Paudel, along with other dignitaries to kindly grace the stage. May I invite the Honourable Minister, Ms. Cassie, and the rest of the dignitaries up on stage, please. Dr. Ruid, and all the dignitaries at the dais, as now we get back to our regular schedule. So. Okay, so this gets us set for the rest of the formalities, which, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, is very pivotal for setting the tone of the very important engagements that are spread across the 3 days beginning today that we're here until the 1st of May. And we already know the importance of the engagements one-to-one between entities and how important the takeaways would be. So this inaugural is certainly the moment which sets the tone and the ambience for us to reap some food, reap some spirit, and to guide the conversations and the activities that have been so meticulously designed and tailored for the purpose that we're here to serve. So said that, let's add to the momentum, and now I get set to pass the microphone to those individuals, to those stalwarts, the champions, the pioneers who have been there, done it, set the example, set the track for us to tread on, but still are holding tight and, you know, doing their bit because although we've come a long way, there's still a long way to go. And said that, ladies and gentlemen, let us turn to the people who have brought the phrase restoring sight to life across the mountains, deserts, refugee camps, war zones, and whatnot. Each of them here will be speaking henceforth is a chapter in themselves, and a chapter in the story of global eye health. Their work, legendary. Their passion, contagious. I'm sure you'll agree with me. So first and foremost, join me as I welcome the person, the individual, the legend who Nepal is so proud of, the man whose surgical scalpel has rewritten lives across the Himalayas and beyond. Please welcome, ladies and gentlemen, the Executive Director of Tilganga Institute of Ophthalmology, Professor Dr. Sanguk Ruid.
Very good morning and namaste. Honorable Minister of Health, President of IAPB, Babar, and Professor Madan Upadhyay, Dr. Pant, Dr. Pokhriyal, Peter, Secretary of Ministry of Health, and many delegates here who have come and joined us from all over the world. And I really like to welcome you to this beautiful country. We, in 2019, Tilganga received the certification of WHO Collaborating Center from the same Prime Minister who just left. And I'd like to let you know that was an extremely proud moment for us. And our board in Tilganga, our executives, our staffs have, over the period of time, hours, days, months, and years, worked extremely relentlessly for a common goal, a vision, to provide comprehensive, inclusive, quality, and sustainable eye care with roots in the community. That was our common goal. And I take great pride in these people that I work with. I take pride in their skill, in their attitude, in their body language. It has been a wonderful many decades of working together with my colleague Rita and everybody else in Tilganga. I think it was, we started from scratch to this, what we are now. I also want to let the Honorable Minister, the Secretary of the Ministry of Health here to know that it's not very difficult to bring in hospital structures, infrastructures. But I think most difficult is the human resources. I always call the hardware is not very difficult, but it's the software which really gives you the impact, impetus, and the drive. So I think it's very important that the management of the software is extremely important. And in Nepal, we, along with many other stakeholders who have done tremendously fantastic work, have been able to, in the few decades, change the landscape of ophthalmology in a positive direction. One instance was Tilganga directly getting involved in reinventing small incision cataract surgery from the offices of Jerusalem to the communities, and we made it appropriately useful as a public health tool in the communities, and appropriating it to be integrated into the surgical delivery system, which helped to increase the cataract surgical coverage, cataract surgical rate, efficiency in many countries worldwide. And we also were one of the pioneers in this region to produce high quality, affordable intraocular lens, which was something that we could not think of having when we started with modern cataract surgery way back 3 decades ago. And to structure cataract surgically delivery system and refractive error delivery system, and subsequently develop subspecialty which was useful for the community. The other thing that we did very successfully was cost recovery. By instituting a pricing tier for the patients, we were successful in sustainability. And this model has worked very well, but it's important that we need to deliver good quality. Quality has to be sustainable, it has to be user-friendly, and there has to be commitment from the team and lots of good counseling. But cost recovery is extremely important in the next phase of our development in ophthalmology. And then we started scaling up our model beyond the boundaries to other countries, where we were received with affection and with lots of love, because our model was effective, it was very steady, and it functioned very well in many other countries. So we are continuing to do that. Yeah. Thereby we started to contribute to both national and global health. We continue to come up with impactful innovations and training programs for surgical skills, refractive error, for many other processes. Now at this time, I like to mention TIO's, Tilganga Institute of Ophthalmology's, two formidable partners. The Himalayan Cataract Project, which now has become Cure Blindness, and the Fred Hollows Foundation. Two of our formidable partners. Interesting, we started about the same time, 3 decades ago. And very soon, in the next few days, the Himalayan Cataract Project is going to have its 30th anniversary. And Jeff, Katie, and we all will be celebrating it. Please come and join us. Tilganga's journey is more than a story of medical success. It is a narrative of hope, resilience, and profound impact to service of humanity. And before I conclude, I'd like to thank all the delegates here who have come from all over the world, and to IIPB for choosing Nepal as a venue. And just to let you know that if we have done the least, we have made Nepal self-reliant on intraocular lens and corneal tissues. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Rohit, for your invaluable words and the great efforts that you've been leading. Ladies and gentlemen, our speakers for a few moments now represent the hosts who have put in a lot of passion, hard work and love to tailoring this event here in Kathmandu. Next, our next speaker is a leader of one of Nepal's most historic eye institutions. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the chairman of Nepal Eye Hospital, Dr. Gopal Prasad Pokhrel.
Namaste everybody and welcome to Nepal. Honorable Minister of Health, IIPB President, CEO of IIPB, Health Secretary, Dr. Vikas Devkota, Dr. Babar Qureshi, an old friend from almost 3 decades who is here, and head of different Nepal Eye Hospitals and co-hosts. Nepal Eye Hospital is proud to co-host this event, and part of the program, Nepal Eye Hospital is a 50-year-old hospital and is the oldest one in the country. Eye care services in last 4.5 decades have expanded rapidly throughout Nepal, implementing the new innovation and technologies which are suitable for Nepal. We in Nepal, when we meet our friends from outside the world, hear a lot of congratulatory words. Maybe we deserve that, but the work is still substantial, which is not yet done. If I may speak out and be a little critical of our own success, only 50% of our districts have permanent surgical facilities for eye care. That is only 50% of the work done. Sometimes numbers are deceptive. We perform more than 300,000 eye surgeries per year, but still our coverage is only about 60%. So this cataract blindness is still a challenge in front of us. And what are the new challenges which you have to face in the coming year? Refractive error is near and dear to me because I have worked in that field for more than 25 years. We have seen that myopia is increasing in Nepal. We did a study way back in 2007 when we found even in the private schools of Kathmandu, it was about 7%. Now we go to community hospital, community schools, we find that the prevalence has gone up to 15%. It will not be far behind like the Pacific, Asia Pacific countries where myopia is highly prevalent. That situation is bound to come to Nepal also, and we have to be prepared for that. What are the emerging challenges which we have to face in the coming days? Hypertension-related eye diseases, diabetic retinopathy, ARMD, and believe it or not, ROP, retinopathy of maturity. Everybody say, oh, Nepal is an underdeveloped country. The 1.5 kilogram birth weight baby will not survive, so there is no ROP. But now these infants are surviving and they are ending up with ROP with a very little effort from us to screen them and treat them in time. So this will be a big challenge which will be in front of us. On behalf of Nepal Eye Hospital, I like to thank IAPV and wish the success of IAPV 2030 Live, and thank you all for your great participation and actively engaging with each other. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you, sir. Thank you indeed for your very valuable words. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll now hear from a stalwart who built bridges between communities and care system. Please welcome the chairman of Nepal Netra Jyoti Sangh and who's also the AIPB board member, Professor Dr. Chetraj Panda.
Right Honorable Prime Minister of Nepal, who just left, Honorable Minister of Health and Population, Mr. Deep Paudilji, His Excellency UN Ambassador, Mr. Watson, and Ms. Caroline Cachet, President of the International Agency for the Prevention of Blindness, Babar Qureshi, Chairman of IAPB, Peter Haline, Chief Executive Officer of IAPB, Professor Dr. Madan Prasad Upadhyay is the Professor of Emeritus in the BPI Foundation, Dr. Sanjay Kruit, Executive Director of the Telangana Institute of Ophthalmology, Dr. Gopal Prasad Pokhrel, who is the Chairman of the Nepal Eye Hospital, and all of our distinguished guests, friends, and partners. First of all, I would like to express my deep gratitude to the delegates attending this event from across the world, including Nepal. Thank you very much for coming in our beautiful country and joining this event. I would like to extend a warm welcome to all of you. A special thanks to IAPB for organizing such a remarkable event in Nepal. During these 3 days, we will share stories of our achievements, lesson learned, collective strategy to transform eye care service delivery across the world. I am pleased to share that we have reduced the blindness rate in Nepal to 0.28%, down from the 0.84% in 1981. Our goal is to further lower this to 0.2% by the year 2030. We hope this conference will provide the insights necessary to solidify our commitments, clarify our actions to achieve this rare goal. I encourage to all of us to learn, exchange knowledge, build connections, strengthen our dedication to making a difference in the world during this event. I am pleased to share that with the extraordinary efforts of Nepal Netrajyoti Sangh and other partners, including the government of Nepal, we have successfully eliminated blindness caused by trachoma and vitamin A deficiency. In response to these findings of RAP survey, which identifies cataract, refractory rust, glaucoma, diabetic retinopathy, and age-related macular degeneration is major cause of blindness. Now we are engaged to prioritize our efforts to further reduce blindness caused by these conditions. Nepal Netrajyoti Sangh has also significantly contributed by ensuring that eye care services are accessible to all, even in remote regions, through the network of 28 eye hospitals and 224 eye care centers and 45 district branches and a network of more than 5,000 volunteers. While we have made significant progress in the eye care sector globally under the guidance of IAPB, we are still several challenges. For example, WHO predicts that by 2050, half of the global population will be short-sighted. I hope we will figure out some ways to combat this challenge during 3 days. I am confident that global meeting will inspire and empower us to achieve IAPB targets within the next 5 years. Once again, I sincerely thank all of you for coming to Nepal and participating to this event. Thank you, IAPB, for providing us such opportunity to host remarkable event in Nepal. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you indeed for your very insightful and warm words. Ladies and gentlemen, and now all the way from the heart of IAPB's leadership to share his global outlook and the strategic insights, please welcome along with me the CEO himself, Mr. Peter Holland.
Thank you. Honourable Minister, distinguished guests, namaste. Mana Nepal ma ayera yesh karyatra ma bagdina pada kushi lageko ka. Nepal ko anka swastika ko itihash utharanya cha. Nepal ra IAPB ko sambanta pani derai gahancha. Hal biswo biapi rukma anka sewama sahayok paraodai ayaka derai IAPB ka sajashe arule anka sewako karyakram Nepal bata suru gareka tie. Tieskala Malayesh IAPB ko Antarashtriya Sammelan 2030 Insight Live ko Udgarten Garna Pauta Dere Garonwit Bayeko Shu. Forgive me, Nepali. I'm absolutely thrilled to be here and that we're holding this year's 2030 Insight Live here in Kathmandu. It's my first visit here, and I confess that's particularly why I'm so pleased that we're here. We've heard already from the previous speakers that Nepal, of course, has a really proud history of eye health, and IAPB has a really proud history with Nepal. You're an extraordinary example to the world, and we've heard how eye health is really integrated across your system, and how it's also been a really successful example of public-private partnership. We've got more than a dozen IAPB members here engaged in delivering eye care services under the aegis of the Ministry of Health and Population of Nepal. And as we heard from Professor Pant, you've delivered extraordinary results. Since 1980, the prevalence of blindness in Nepal has dropped by almost 4 times, as we heard. And of course, Nepal is a champion of eye health on the global stage. Leaders from Nepal have partnered with us at the World Health Organization and at the United Nations to make the case that universal eye health is critical to the Sustainable Development Goals. And I think we've seen that leadership reflected today, and we're incredibly honoured that the Prime Minister, the Honourable KP Oli, and the Minister of Health, Honourable Pradeep Paudel, and senior officials from the ministries and from the World Health Organization are with us. I think that really reflects the leadership that Nepal and the commitment that Nepal has on eye health. I'm very much looking forward to the next 2 days. Once again, we've got an incredibly diverse group of speakers and panelists. Caroline, I think you said there are more than 150 speakers. I'd particularly like to welcome 2 plenary speakers from outside the sector, Akramul Islam from BRAC and Lena Emanuel from Brainsight, and to welcome back our great friend, Ambassador Aubrey Webster. And finally, I'd like warmly to thank our co-hosts, without whom we wouldn't and couldn't be here. Nepal Netra Jyoti Sang, Tilganga Institute of Ophthalmology, Nepal Eye Hospital, and BP Eye Foundation. And of course, I want to thank all of you. It's fantastic to have the auditorium absolutely packed. I invite you to be ambitious, ask questions, connect to new people, and of course, have a fantastic time. Thank you.
Very, very dhanyavad, Mr. Peter Holland. Thank you so much. So these were opening statements from the host, ladies and gentlemen. And now we turn to the National Health Equity Champion here in Nepal. Please join me as I humbly request the Honorable Minister for Health and Population, Mr. Pradeep Paudel, to make his statements.
Namaste, Chief Guest, Right Honorable Prime Minister of Nepal, just left this program. President, International Agency for the Prevention of Blindness, IAPB, Ms. Caroline. Chairman, International Agency for the Prevention of Blindness, Dr. Barbar. Professor Dr. Chitraj Panta, Professor Dr. Sanduk Rohit, Professor Dr. Gopal Prasad Pokhrel, Professor Dr. Madan Prasad Upadhyay, Honorable Delegates, distinguished guests, friends and partners, and friends from media. On behalf of the Ministry of Health and Population, I warmly welcome you all to Kathmandu for Insight Live 2030. This is an important moment as we reach the halfway point of the 2030 Insight strategy and work together global eye health targets. Nepal has a proud history in eye care, mainly innovative approaches started here, from community outreach to strong hospital network. But challenges remain: urbanization, aging, and lifestyle changes are increasing the demands for eye health services. The margin of blindness in Southeast Asia is still high. Nepal is committed to change eye health is part of our national health policy since 2019. We endorsed the WHO World Report on Vision and launched our National Eye Health Strategy in 2023. The 2022 survey showed that blindness has declined from 0.84% in 1981 to 0.28% today. We have also seen big improvement in cataract surgery coverage. Our goal is to reach 65.4% by 2030. We are expanding access through public-private partnership and our social health protection program, which now covers cataract surgery. We are also using WHO's tools to access our system and develop an action plan to 2030. Nepal support the 2030 Insight strategy, especially its focus on making eye health a key development issue, integrating it into national health system, and building a strong partnership in school, workplace, and communities. We are proud to host the launch of WHO Specs 2030 and contribute a national segment. These tools will help countries set goals and track progress. Resolutions like the UN Vision for Everyone are important, but we must follow them with real action, policy, funding, and inclusive programs. We also strongly support the idea of a global summit on eye health in 2026 to move forward together. I would like to thank our global and domestic partners, especially IAPB, Tilganga, NNJS, and all eye health workers in Nepal for their dedication. Let Kathmandu be the place where we move from vision to action and ensure everyone has access to eye care. Thank you. Dhanyavad.
Thank you so much, Honorable Minister, for your very invaluable words, your great leadership, and thank you for gracing us at this very, very important juncture. May I now invite the IAPB President, Ms. Cassie, to kindly make a presentation of this token from the IAPB family to the Honorable Minister in appreciation rather, for his invaluable support, cooperation, and the great gesture that he has just reflected in front of this distinguished audience. Thank you, Honorable Minister.